Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Superheroes, Movies, and Superhero Movies. I'm Justin Speck.
And I'm SmoothJStew.
And today we're doing a very special top 10 most anticipated movies of 2022. John and I used to do these, and we kind of stopped doing it because, to be honest, John wasn't really a fan of doing them, but I knew there were a bunch of movies coming out next year that I was excited about, and I know Stu is excited about some of them, so I figured, hey, why not? Let's do a special most anticipated episode. So, without any further ado, let's just jump right into it, and I'll start with my 10th choice. So for me, the 10th movie I am most anticipating next year might be a little bit of a surprise to you, Stu. I don't know. It is Lightyear from Pixar.
Nice. That is a bit of a surprise.
Yeah. If the teaser trailer for this had not already come out, I don't think I'd be as excited for it. Because the idea of a Buzz Lightyear movie, like origin story, I was like, do we need that?
Right.
But that teaser trailer that came out looks incredible.
Yes.
Like, it looks like a really fun science fiction movie, and I am all for it.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. It definitely looks fun, and it definitely looks like they're I don't want to say playing it straight, but they're definitely taking it more serious than the tone of the Toy Story movies, because this is based on it's about the person that the toy was based on.
Right,
toy.
Right.
So that's an interesting take.
Absolutely. Chris Evans is playing Buzz Lightyear. I don't know much more about it other than that, and that it comes out.
I don't want to know much more about it.
Well, yeah, that's true. The teaser trailer was enough. Again, that's all I need to see. I'll go see that movie. So that's June 17th.
They're going to come out with 3 trailers spoiling
right, yes, of course. Yeah, well, it's so far away. It's 6 months away, so we'll get at least 2 more trailers before then.
Yeah.
At least. So
2 trailers, two TV spots.
Right. Yeah, by June 17th, we'll be seeing Lightyear promotions everywhere.
Lightyear content.
Yeah, exactly. All right, what's number 10 for you?
Number 10 for me is Scream.
Nice.
Yes, I am very much looking forward to Scream. I am a fan of the franchise. Not a huge fan, but I do like those movies. Obviously 1 and 2 are the best. Well, 1 and 4. I like 1 and 4.
I don't know which one I like more, 2 or 4, but it's definitely 1, 2 or 4, and then 3 is the last one.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna say I go back and forth with 2 or 4, but today it's 4. 1, 4, 2, 3.
Nice.
I'm definitely interested to see how they bring these characters back. It looks like there's a new killer on the loose, killing a different generation of kids. And I'm interested to see how the older generation will play in that. Are they still gonna do the whole horror movie trope thing, like make it meta?
Right.
Are they gonna make it a little bit more serious? I'm interested.
I mean,
it didn't look meta in the trailer.
It doesn't really, but that's such a big thing of Scream's, whole thing.
Yeah.
They had Randy in the first few movies, or the first 2 movies, and then the kids in the 4th one who were big horror movie buffs who kept putting on the stab marathons or stabathons or whatever they called it. So I feel like it would almost feel wrong to not include some sort of horror movie meta element to it.
Absolutely.
I'm curious to see how, because all 4 Scream movies were directed by Wes Craven, and Wes Craven has sadly passed away. So I'm curious to see how this Scream does with a different director. And but I know Kevin Williamson is at least producing it, and he's the guy that wrote most of the movies. He didn't write 3.
Yeah. Obviously.
Right. But that's cool. Scream. I am looking forward to that one.
Yeah, I would hope that it is the Scream equivalent of Ghostbusters Afterlife, where it is, it's a sequel, but it's also like a love letter to the franchise.
Right. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Obviously, it's a horror movie, so you don't want to get too sappy, but
right.
I like that aesthetic of sequels that do that are kind of a love letter to the franchise. We got Ghostbusters Afterlife that did that. We got Superman Returns that did that.
Right.
Which kind of grew on me. I wasn't really a fan of Superman Returns at first, but after more watches, I really grew to love that movie. So if that kind of does the same thing with this franchise, I'll be satisfied.
Nice. Scream, I do have that one written down. So the date on that one is January 14th. So you don't have to wait long for that one.
Nice.
Just a little over a month for that one. All right, number 9 on my list is Black Adam. The Rock's take on Shazam's arch nemesis, I guess you could say. So I'm very interested to see how that movie comes out. Will he actually... Because I think the main concern I have about Black Adam is they're going to try to kind of do what they did with Venom, where they make him more of an anti-hero rather than a villain.
Yeah.
But what we've seen from the brief little bit of footage they released at DC Fandom, it looks like he's not the greatest guy, you know? Yeah. So we might be all right.
I know in the comics that he's a little bit more of an anti-hero than Venom is. Venom didn't really become an anti-hero until later in his publishing, but I'm definitely interested in seeing that. That is on my list. It's a little higher. But I definitely agree with you. I am a little worried, but I'm also very intrigued.
Yeah, for sure.
My number 9 is Nope.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Jordan
that
Peele.
one I actually forgot about that one. I didn't write that one down, but I don't know anything about it, but I know that it's Jordan Peele. Yeah. Okay, well, good. I know it's Jordan Peele, and I read somewhere the other day that he shot some sequences for it in IMAX, so that'll be cool.
I think it's gonna be Aliens. I hope.
Oh, really?
Aliens. Yeah.
All right. I love the title. Nope.
Yeah. I mean, he has really good simple titles.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably in the minority, but I love Us. I honestly think Us is better than Get Out. I know I'm gonna get crucified for that, but I honestly love Us. I love Get Out, so I'm definitely looking forward to Nope. I love the way he tells his stories through social allegory. It's very, very interesting to me to see how cerebral his mind is when it comes to what's the word I'm looking for? Social awareness,
right,
and politics and things like that. So I'm definitely interested in seeing that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That one will be cool. I don't have that one written down, so I don't remember the date on that one. But
yeah, I like movies that make you think, and Jordan Peele definitely makes you think.
For sure, I would agree with that. That's cool.
He doesn't necessarily turn your brain to soup like Christopher Nolan, but he definitely is a thought-provoking filmmaker.
Absolutely, I would agree with that. And I loved Us as well. I think I probably, if I had to choose, I'd probably prefer Get Out over Us. But yeah, those two movies were both really, really good. And so, Nope, I think will be awesome.
Yeah, for sure. From an objective point of view, Get Out is a better movie. But as far as a movie that resonated with me, I have to say Us.
Yeah. Sweet. My number 8, and this one's kind of, I feel like it's low on the list, but anyway, it's Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. And I feel like the reason it's kind of low is because Chadwick Boseman's not going to be in it, and I know, they're kind of handing off the Black Panther mantle, and it's Marvel, so I'm sure it'll be good. I'm sure it'll be awesome. Yeah. But I feel like it'll just be hard watching a Black Panther movie without Chadwick Boseman. Yeah,
it'll definitely be hard. I definitely agree. That's also on my list, but it's a little higher up.
Yeah.
I got mixed feelings about it.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it, but like you said, it'll be a little bit hard to watch without him. And I'm trying to figure out how they are gonna make this work.
Yeah, I agree.
Because you can't have, in my opinion, you can't have Letitia Wright become Black Panther in that movie. She hasn't earned it yet.
Right.
And it's too much for that one movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, people kind of already knew who T'Challa was,
right,
before he showed up in Civil War. So and I mean, they still kind of know who Shuri is in Black Panther 2, or I'm sorry, in Black Panther. But I feel like they really got to put her through some stuff in order to earn that title.
I wonder if it'll be kind of almost an origin story, like your typical kind of origin story for a superhero movie, but it'll be like her taking up the Black Panther mantle.
Yeah.
rather than her just because I hope they don't just like hand it to her in the beginning and she's Black Panther from at the beginning.
Really upset me.
Yeah, like you said, I think she has to earn it. So,
Mhm.
and I'm really curious. Do you know how they're handling? Like, is T'Challa going to be? Is he dead in the universe? Basically,
I would assume so.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to retcon his death,
Right.
but I would assume so. And
Yeah.
and one thing that I don't want them to do is make Killmonger the next Black Panther.
Right.
And the reason I don't want them to do that is because they've already they already have been doing the redemption arc thing with Loki. I don't want to see that rehashed with
Right.
Killmonger.
Yeah.
Just let him be and do something different.
Yeah. Well, we can move on because I know it's on your list. So by the time we get to it on your list, we won't have anything else to talk about, I guess. So.
Right.
That was at number 8 for me. Which comes out November 11th.
Okay. Number 8 for me, Black Adam.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah. Much like you, I was very intrigued by the teaser that we saw at DC Fandom, which honestly was a bit of a letdown. Because
I expected there to be more.
They showed too much like TV stuff and stuff that we didn't care about. I think the CW stuff should probably be its own thing. Like the TV stuff and the movie stuff should be separate.
Right.
All anybody wanted to see was Flash, Black Adam, and Batman.
Right. Right. And I agree. I mean, there are some TV stuff that I am interested in, but you're right. It was like, I forget what they started with, but I think they like started with a movie, teaser or something, kind of get you interested. But then you had to watch it for 4 hours to get to the good stuff,
Yeah.
They kind of peppered it. I mean, like the Flash kind of came in halfway through or something, and you knew they were going to end on the Batman. But yeah, you're right. I thought you meant you were disappointed with the Black Adam footage.
Oh no.
Which, I mean, the footage looked good, but that's what I was saying. I wish there had been more. I know they had wrapped filming. Maybe they just didn't have enough visual effects finished to really show it off that much.
That's probably what I was thinking.
Yeah.
It probably wasn't I was going to say polished enough, but it's probably a lot of scenes that are still in the infancy stage of special effects. So,
right.
They did the best that they could do. But that being said, that teaser was pretty good, and it definitely made my eyes big. I got really, really excited during that teaser. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. I think The Rock is going to do an amazing job as Black Adam. He has that charisma that the character needs. Mm-hmm. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. I know he mentioned that he wanted to go toe to toe with Henry Cavill's Superman,
which would be amazing.
It would be awesome. I'd be upset if we got that and not a proper Man of Steel sequel. But,
well, yes. Yeah. Which, I agree with you. If I had to choose, obviously, I'd rather have a proper Man of Steel sequel, and then let Shazam fight Black Adam. I mean, that's But I wouldn't complain if
I wouldn't complain. It's just there are many other things that I would like to see before that.
Yes. Yeah. Agreed.
What number are we on? 7?
I think 7 now. Yeah.
Okay.
So 7 for me is Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. I actually really liked the first Aquaman. I thought James Wan did a really great job with everything. All the visual effects I thought looked really good. I've heard people say it's like a cheesy movie, which I don't know, maybe it is, but I thought it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's cheesy, but it's camp, and it's camp done right. It's fun, and
I thought for me, I thought Aquaman had some of the most comic accurate costumes in a comic book movie. Yeah,
for sure. I definitely agree. The Black Mantis costume is ripped straight out of the page.
Yeah,
and now his updated costume looks even more comic book accurate. Right. I'm like, how did you improve on that?
Yeah. And I love. I mean, you could tell the helmet was kind of CG and stuff, but I love King Orm. His whole, his costume looked exactly like it was right out of the comics and everything.
Yeah.
And seeing Aquaman in the orange and green, that was fun too. So
yeah, that was definitely fun. I do prefer the Zack Snyder Aquaman suit.
Oh yeah,
Um, just I like it when it's darker like that. But
sure.
I mean, they definitely found a way to make a comic book accurate Aquaman suit that doesn't look absolutely ridiculous.
Right. And it worked for that film. Like if they had tried to put the orange and green suit in Zack Snyder's Justice League, it would have stood out like a sore thumb. Yeah, exactly. So I agree. The Aquaman suit in Zack Snyder's Justice League is perfect for that film, and I think the orange and green works really well in the Aquaman movie.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
I agree. That's also my number 7.
Oh, cool.
So yeah. James Wan is one of my favorite directors. I trust James Wan.
Yeah.
I have yet to see a James Wan movie that I don't like. So yeah, I definitely think he's going to do a fantastic job with this second one. He did a fantastic job with the first one. And he definitely has an eye for action sequences. He has Aquaman has some of the best action sequences in the DCEU.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I think we have not done an episode on Aquaman yet, but I think my biggest complaint about Aquaman was just the soundtrack. I feel like he chose just some very poppy kind of weird songs that I thought were kind of odd choices. But other than that, like I said, I think all the visual effects were really good. Mm-hmm. Some of the writing is maybe not the greatest, but I mean, I walked out of the theater watching that movie going, man, that was fun. I just really liked it.
Absolutely. I 100% agree.
I'm excited about the new one. Hopefully it's just as good. And with James Wan at the helm, I'm sure it will be.
Yeah.
So that one's December 16th. Well, since that was your number 7, I'll move on to my number 6. My number 6 is Mission Impossible 7. We don't have an actual title for it yet. There's no teaser or anything. It was actually, I think this one was supposed to originally come out in 2021, and it just kept getting pushed back with a couple other things. And so it is now coming out September 30th of 2022, and hopefully doesn't get pushed back anymore.
Yeah, that is not on my list. I actually forgot about that movie, but it probably wouldn't have been on my list anyway. I just recently got into the Mission Impossible franchise.
Oh, really?
Like last month.
Oh, wow.
I've never seen any Mission Impossible movie.
That's crazy. I saw the first one in theaters when I was like 13 years old, and I thought it was incredible. And the second one I saw in the theaters, and it came out in 2000, so I think I was like 16 or 17 years old. Mm-hmm. And so I liked it. Like, it's a terrible movie now, but
I was about to say that second one is not good, man.
No, it's not. It's the worst of the franchise for sure. But at the time, I liked it.
A lot of slow mo. There's more slow mo in Mission Impossible 2 than in the Zack Snyder film.
Yeah, that's true. It's not a good movie. And then I've seen them all in the theater, and I've liked every single one of them. I think Fallout, honestly, is the best one, which is kind of crazy to say. I guess that Fast and the Furious, now that we've got 9 movies, like, it's not, I guess, that crazy to say number 6 is the best of the franchise. But yeah, I think Mission Impossible Fallout is honestly probably the best one out of the whole series. And so I'm excited to see what they do with part 7.
I haven't gotten to Fallout yet. I'm on Ghost Protocol right now. I'm going to watch that with my buddy Tyler. But yeah, I'm
So you haven't watched Ghost Protocol yet? So you've only seen the first 3?
I've only seen the first 3.
Okay.
Well, no, I haven't watched Ghost Protocol.
Okay.
I haven't watched Rogue Nation.
Gotcha. Okay. So you haven't seen 5 and 6 yet?
Yeah, I haven't seen 5 and 6.
You haven't seen the ones directed by Christopher McQuarrie, who is also directing 7 and 8.
No, I haven't.
And in my humble opinion, I think Rogue Nation is better than Ghost Protocol, and Fallout is better than Rogue Nation. So you got a couple of great movies to watch ahead of you.
Yeah, awesome. That's what my buddy Tyler keeps saying. He says Mission Impossible is one of few franchises where most of the movies are great.
Yeah, it's true.
So I was definitely looking forward to starting that franchise, and I'm so glad that he got me into it. When I was watching Ghost Protocol and the scene on the building, I really wish I could have seen that in IMAX.
Dude, it was incredible. I saw it. I really wish they had released I know some people don't like it, but I really like the shifting aspect ratios on like the Blu-rays. Like the Dark Knight does. Christopher Nolan always does it, I guess.
Yeah.
So you have like the 2.40 to 1 stuff, and then the IMAX stuff is 178, and I was really hoping they would do that with Ghost Protocol, but they didn't.
Mhm.
But I saw that in IMAX, and the main reason I saw it in IMAX was actually because I wanted to see the Dark Knight Rises prologue.
Yeah.
But that scene, him going out, like, the camera, like he steps out to the building and the camera kind of goes above him and is like looking down.
Mhm.
Seeing that in IMAX, I was like terrified. I was like clutching my seat. I was like, oh my God.
I hope we get some scenes like that in Spider-Man, man. Spider-Man is going to be my first IMAX film ever. I've never seen a film in IMAX that wasn't a science documentary.
That's very cool. So all right, that's my 6. Mission Impossible 7. What do you got for number 6?
My 6 is The Flash.
Oh, very nice.
Yes. It probably would have been higher like 2 years ago, but with the rumors about the plot, it definitely bumped it down a couple spots. I'm kind of scared, bro.
Really?
Flash is one of my favorite superheroes. He's probably like he's definitely in my top 5. But I'm scared about what they're doing with this movie because I don't. I honestly I think they're gonna put the stamp on erasing the Snyderverse, and that scares the hell out of me.
Yeah, I could see that, and I could understand how that would suck. I don't know. I haven't really read. I'm trying to kind of stay away from plotline rumors and stuff, so I haven't read anything. So I don't know anything other than just kind of what we have seen and assumed about Flashpoint and that type of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
And obviously I know Michael Keaton's in it and Ben Affleck's in it, and so this is on my list, but it is higher up. So I'm still pretty pumped about it, but I can definitely understand. Hopefully it's good. Andy Muschietti did the It movies, and those were really good, and so hopefully he loves the character and does a good job with it. But yeah, I could see him getting pressure from Warner Brothers to reboot the universe essentially, and that this is the movie to do it with. And so I'm not looking forward to that. Yeah, that will be disappointing.
That means that it's over, and I don't
sure.
want it to be over. Like I still have hope, and that will kill all hope.
Yeah.
I've always thought that the Flashpoint movie, because this is kind of like a watered down unofficial Flashpoint.
Yeah.
But I've always thought the Flashpoint movie should be adapted to a Justice League film.
Yeah.
That would be the end game of the DCEU.
Right.
I love the idea of that.
I do too, and honestly, like Flashpoint done right fits completely in Zack Snyder, a Zack Snyder universe.
Absolutely.
Especially since he was smart enough to have Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Thomas Wayne. I mean, can you imagine? That's what we were all hoping for. When they announced that the Flash movie was going to be kind of Flashpoint based, we were all hoping for Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Flashpoint Batman.
No matter how you feel about BVS, everybody wanted Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Flashpoint Batman. So yeah, I definitely agree there.
And so I don't think it. I kind of agreed with people when they announced that they were making a Flash movie. It was going to be kind of based on Flashpoint. That's not the first Flash movie you want to do.
No, it's too big of a story. It's too dense with information and lore and characters. You have to know too much in order to go into the Flash movie.
So they obviously had to water it down, like you said, and they I think the thing that excites me the most about the movie is the return of Michael Keaton as Batman.
Yeah.
And so that right there alone has just got me super excited for it. And so that I'm like, okay, I don't really care that you changed the story since we're getting Michael Keaton Batman in there. But I do think what they could have done if they had done this right was had a Flash solo movie where you introduce some of his villains or whatever, or one of his villains, and built we could have already had Zack Snyder's Justice League or whatever, but eventually you kind of work your way up to having a Justice League Flashpoint movie.
Yeah. I have a whole universe in my head. We have to discuss that one day.
Okay.
I definitely agree. There definitely should have been some build up. Flashpoint should be like the third Flash movie, not the first.
Yeah. If only, if we could only go back in time and if you and I could run Warner Brothers.
Yeah, I mean, man, it would be Batman, 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 Flash, Batman, Batman, Batman. Superman, Batman, Batman.
Right. Yeah. They'd be like, fans would be like, can we get something else? Nope.
No.
No, you cannot.
What's your number 5?
My number 5 is, and I feel like this would normally be a little bit higher, but because there hasn't been any footage yet, it's Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 2.
Yep. Mine is higher, but
yeah,
I definitely agree.
I loved the original Spider-Verse. I mean, I think it's Spider-Man 2 is my all-time favorite Spider-Man movie, but Spider-Verse is right under it.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a great film. It's not just a good animated film; it's a good movie.
Yeah, and I was kind of in denial because I was like, this movie can't be that good.
Yeah,
like after watching it, I was like, I really like that, but like, do I love it? And then I watched it a second time. I was like, this movie is freaking awesome. It is like you said, it's directly under Spider-Man 2.
Yep.
Maybe if it had a few tweaks, it might be better than Spider-Man 2. But it's definitely right under there.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And so I think the only reason it's at number 5 and not like number 2 for me is because there's no footage yet. I don't have any idea what the story is. The first one was just so good. It's like, how are they going to top it kind of thing? So I am definitely excited about it, but I'm also a little wary,
But I mean, it's got to be time travel.
That'll be interesting.
Because they've already done the interdimensional travel.
Right.
It's got to be time travel now.
I'm assuming it's not going to be called Into the Spider-Verse 2. So I wasn't sure if they were going to still have the multiverse element to it, or if it was going to be.
I believe so. I believe it's going to be a multiverse element to it.
That'd be cool.
I would hope so.
Yeah, I would hope so too.
Yeah.
Maybe Tom Holland will be in it. No, I'm just kidding.
I could see him like making a cameo appearance.
Yeah.
Because after all this No Way Home.
Right, exactly.
I could definitely see that happening. My number 5 is Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
Very nice.
I don't have much to say about it. I guess you were right.
Yeah,
because we already talked about it.
I felt bad about that when you were like, it's on my list. I was like, oh, I should shut up. But yeah, no, that's I'm like, it's Marvel. Marvel pretty much. I mean, if you go by critic rating, Eternals, I guess, would be the worst Marvel movie. But I don't think Marvel has put out a bad movie. So
they haven't.
I expect great things for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
As do I. But I still have my cautions.
Yeah, exactly.
Number 4.
Right. Number 4 for me is Thor: Love and Thunder. I was a huge fan of Thor Ragnarok. It's up there in my top 5 Marvel movies, I think. It's my favorite of the Thor films for sure. Taika Waititi, who directed it, is directing this one. And so I don't know a whole lot about it other than Natalie Portman is back as Jane Foster, and I believe she's going to take up the Thor mantle, at least for a little while in the movie, like she did in the comics.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of excited to see where they go with that and what they do with it. And I'm sure it'll be hilarious and awesome because, they did such a great job with Ragnarok.
Yeah, that is actually not on my list.
Oh, wow.
I knew that was going to be a surprise to you, but I really thought about it and I was like, do I really want to see it more than these other movies? And the answer was no.
Sure.
But I am looking forward to it. I kind of forgot about it, so my interest for it has gone way down. I'm pretty sure once we get a teaser for it, I'll be more excited for it. But as of right now, I'm not terribly excited for it. But I know it's a Marvel movie. It's a superhero movie. I'm a nerd. I'm gonna go see it.
Exactly. All right, cool. What's number 4 for you?
My number 4 is Jurassic Park Dominion. I am looking forward to that.
Yeah, this is actually on my honorable mentions. It didn't make my top 10. And the only reason for that is because Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom was pretty bad. And Jurassic World 1, I just have always I've only seen both of those once. I really need to revisit both of them and watch them again. And I probably
only need to revisit the first Jurassic World and the first 30-45 minutes of
Fallen Kingdom, and then turn it off and say that's a really short movie.
Yeah, once the volcano blows up, just turn it off.
Right. So I probably will rewatch them before Dominion comes out, but I've only always thought Jurassic World is just kind of okay. And so it's Jurassic Park, so I'm gonna, I'll see it, but my interest level in it is not as high as I would kind of wish it would be. I watched the 5-minute prologue, and I thought it was cool, but it didn't really get me all excited for it.
I have not watched it, and I'm not going to watch it.
Okay.
I want to go in as blind as possible. That's probably not going to happen once the teasers start coming out.
Sure.
But yeah, I agree with you on Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I really like Jurassic World.
Yeah.
That's my second favorite after the first one.
Right.
It's Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, and then
The Lost World.
Yeah. Jurassic Park 3 is okay.
Yeah.
It's really short.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I was like, I need a little bit more movie. And I really wasn't feeling Fallen Kingdom.
Right. Yeah, I remember. So I was super, and maybe my anticipation perhaps for Jurassic World was too high. It was the first Jurassic Park movie we had gotten since whenever 3 came out, which I think was like 2000 or something. And so I was super pumped about it. And so I think maybe my expectations were just too high. And so walking out of the theater, I was like, it was good. And then I kind of found myself getting excited for Jurassic World 2 and walking out of that one going, no. So
no.
I feel like I'm going to get excited for Dominion and then walk out of it going,
be disappointed.
So maybe if I have lower my expectations, maybe I'll love it. I don't know. Hopefully it'll be the best of the 3. Who knows? But
yeah,
I have no idea.
I mean, that would be nice. For me, Jurassic World is more of, I really like the concept of it. We finally get to see what John Hammond had in mind.
Right. Yeah, that is cool. I do like that about the first movie.
Yeah, obviously it's a 21st century upgrade.
Right.
But I would love to have seen John Hammond like kind of see his dream realized. That's a scene that I wish was in that movie. Yeah, unfortunately, cool. We'll never get it.
But. Right. Unfortunately. Well, cool. That was your number 4, right? Yeah. Okay. Jurassic World Dominion. June 10th, that one comes out. I've kind of stopped saying release dates for some of these, but that's all right. Number 3 for me is Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
I knew you were going to say that.
This is another one that we have not seen any footage for, but just based off of, we know Doctor Strange is in No Way Home. The multiverse is going to be a part of that. And then just with what we've seen from WandaVision and Loki, I'm really interested to see where they go with that. I'm also really interested to see what elements of the multiverse they're going to incorporate, because we're getting a lot of that already in No Way Home. We're getting, hopefully we're getting Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, and we're obviously getting a lot of those villains from the other movies. So what other Marvel movies, it'd be hilarious. This will never happen, but it would be hilarious to me if like Ben Affleck Daredevil showed up or something,
Yeah, man, the theater would go crazy if that happened.
Right. Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider pops up or something, like what all can we do?
I am expecting to see some Fox characters.
Yeah.
Maybe not in, full gear, but maybe at least alluded to.
Right.
But yeah, I'm definitely excited for that one. I'm gonna mention my number 3, and then I'm gonna come back to my number 2, because number 2 is Doctor Strange. So,
okay.
My number 3 is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Okay.
We already talked about that, so I'm not gonna talk about that.
All right, so we'll just
back to Doctor Strange, which is my number 2. I'm very, very excited for this movie. I'm very interested to see what they are going to do with the multiverse, especially with the horror aspect. Not gonna lie, I was kind of disappointed when they got rid of Scott Derrickson, because I'm a fan of Scott Derrickson.
Yeah.
I love Sinister. That movie is
that is a good
extremely
movie.
Scary.
Yeah. That's a great movie.
So I was like, man, if they brought that, obviously it's not going to be exactly like that, but I was like, man, if they brought that to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, that would be an amazing concept.
It's kind
But
of similar to
unfortunately, we're not gonna get that.
right. Well, and I was bummed to hear that Scott Derrickson was leaving as well because I actually think the first Doctor Strange movie is really good. I think it's one of the I won't say necessarily one of the better Marvel movies, but it's like kind of right in the middle for me. You
Yeah,
know, I think it's
I would say it's underrated. It's a
yeah,
very good movie that no one talks about.
right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
But we've got Sam Raimi directing Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of
yeah.
Madness, which I think is pretty cool.
It's cool, but it worries me because I know how Sam Raimi can get. Sam Raimi can get really campy
Right.
sometimes, and I don't want that for Doctor Strange.
I hope we get Spider-Man 2 Sam Raimi and not Oz the Great and Powerful Sam Raimi.
Yes, yes, 100%.
So if we get Spider-Man 2 Sam Raimi, I think we'll be golden. But yeah, I don't know. But I was gonna say it's kind of similar to James Wan and Aquaman. He brought that horror element to like the trench creatures or whatever, you know, in Aquaman and stuff. So Scott Derrickson, I think, would have had a really cool, and maybe he had
because he would have been in his element. Because
Yeah.
in the first one, Derrickson was, he was playing it safe.
right.
It wasn't really scary, but like with the second one, that was gonna be like all his elements. So I was definitely excited to see that. So I was a little bummed when they parted ways, but I do believe that Sam Raimi will do a decent job.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
I wonder if Scott Derrickson wanted to go too scary, and Marvel was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa," and maybe
I
that's
can
why
see
they
that.
ended up parting ways
I
or
can
something.
see that.
But yeah, I hope Sam Raimi knocks it out of the park because I also think Sam Raimi needs a hit. You know,
Yes,
he hasn't.
does. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has. I honestly can't remember. I know he did Oz the Great and Powerful, but I'm trying to remember like what he did before that. If it was Drag Me to Hell or if there was something in between. But
I think it was Drag Me to
was
Hell.
So he hasn't really made a whole lot of movies over the last 10 years or so. It's crazy. So yeah, that was your number 3. No, that was your number 2. My number 3.
That was my bad. I went twice in a row.
You're good. You're good.
Stay relevant. That's all.
My number 2 is The Flash, which we've already talked about. I'm very excited about it. Again, mostly because I do love The Flash. I think he's one of my favorite characters as well. But I am mostly excited about. I mean, Ben Affleck Batman and Michael Keaton Batman in the same movie. I hope they don't mess it up. I hope it's amazing.
Yeah.
And who knows what else? You know, since they're kind of introducing the multiverse, I hope they don't bog it down. But at the same time, we could see other characters show up. So I'm really also interested to see that version of Supergirl that they're going to have in the movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, the
Sasha
teaser,
Kyle, I believe her name is.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see that. A lot of people are theorizing that she's going to be the DCEU Superman's daughter.
Interesting.
I think that would be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily excited for it, but
right.
I think it's
yeah. Yeah. I guess we'll find out. We didn't get a whole lot of footage for DC Fandom. We got that teaser trailer, but that teaser trailer for me was enough.
Yes.
There's a lot of questions I have from the teaser trailer. I loved hearing Michael Keaton's voiceover. They threw in a little bit of the Danny Elfman Batman music.
Yeah.
You know, we got to see Michael Keaton's Batman from behind, which is enough. You know, I don't want to see any more till the theater. We didn't see Ben Affleck at all. So yeah, I'm super excited about that movie. We got to wait until November for it, unfortunately. So I'm sure we'll see. There'll be 2, 3, 4 more trailers before November that I'll have to try to avoid. But yeah, that's my number 2, The Flash. And now on to our number 1 most anticipated movie of 2022, which I know.
Wait. Hold on, wait.
You want to do honorable mentions first?
Yeah, let's do honorable mentions first.
Okay.
And then we can talk about our number 1. Everybody knows what our number 1 is, but
yes, that's true. I mean,
let's make them sweat a little bit.
Okay, it sounds good. I've got a bunch of honorable mentions because I really honestly couldn't choose. I had a real hard time paring it down to 10.
Yeah, I've been adding more to my
Have
list
you really?
as we've been talking.
Jurassic World Dominion was on mine. Top Gun Maverick is on my honorable mentions, but that's a movie that was supposed to come out back in, I want to say in 2020, then got pushed to 2021 and has now been pushed to 2022. The trailer for it looks really good. I love the original Top Gun. I hope it's good.
Yeah, I agree.
I've also got John Wick Chapter 4 as an honorable mention. Creed 3 and I mean, there was a lot of other movies that I'm probably more interested in than Creed 3, but the main reason Creed 3 didn't make it in my top 10 is because I actually still haven't seen Creed 2.
Creed 2 is very good.
Yeah.
Another good one that no one talks about.
Yeah. I love the first one though, so I do need to. I mean, I have it sitting on my shelf here. I just got to watch it.
It's just under the first one, like a smidget under the first one.
Okay.
But it is a shame that no one talks about it, and it's just as good as the first one.
Yeah. And then the last two movies, one of them is a big one, Avatar 2. Supposedly we're going to finally get the sequel to Avatar, which I'm not actually that excited about because, I mean, I don't think the first Avatar is that great.
It's really not.
But I'm just interested to see what James Cameron does with it and why it has taken so long to get to. And then the last one on my honorable mentions, and I don't know if you've heard of this one or not, but it's called The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Have you heard of that?
No. Who's in that?
So Nicolas Cage is in it, and he plays himself. And basically the plot is it's called The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, and it says a cash-strapped Nicolas Cage agrees to make a paid appearance at a billionaire superfan's birthday party, but is really an informant for the CIA since the billionaire fan is a drug kingpin and gets cast in a Tarantino movie.
What?
And apparently at some point, he gets, from what I've heard, like Nicolas Cage's character, who is playing himself, gets in over his head and has to reenact some of his most famous characters to try to get him out of trouble or something. So I'm assuming we're going to see him playing Castor Troy from Face Off again or whatever. So it just sounds bonkers. It's probably not going to be a good movie, but
that sounds like the most Nicolas Cage movie Nicolas Cage could possibly do.
Exactly. So I'm all for it.
But were you done?
That was it. Those are my honorable mentions.
Okay. My honorable mentions are Lightyear. Definitely looking forward to that. We already talked about that, so I won't spend too much time on that. Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
I am actually kind of looking forward to that as well.
Yeah, because that was a sleeper. That came out in 2019.
I think it
2020.
That's a good question. I think it was 2019.
2019.
Yeah, I think it was 2019.
Yeah. That was a sleeper for 2019. I was not expecting that movie to be that good.
I wasn't either.
It's arguably the best video game movie ever made.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, you might be right.
I mean, because most of them suck, and I can't think of too many that I enjoyed more than that. Maybe Mortal Kombat, but
right.
I think I still give the slight nod to Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Yeah, I think I would too.
Yeah.
Speaking of video games, there's another movie coming out in 2022 that didn't make my honorable mentions, but Uncharted is coming out in 2022.
Yeah, that didn't make my honorable mentions either because I'm not terribly excited for it.
Me neither.
The
teaser trailer, I don't even know if it might have been a full blown trailer, but it didn't do much for me.
No,
I was like, okay, so I don't know. I wonder if it'll follow, if it'll have the video game curse where it'll just not be a very good video game movie. I don't know.
Yeah, I will say this: the even though I haven't seen a lot of them. From what I hear from people, the last few video game movies that have come out haven't been absolutely terrible.
Okay.
So, like Tomb Raider,
right? I saw that
Assassin's Creed. I've heard some decent things about both movies.
Assassin's Creed, I actually heard was terrible.
I heard it was terrible. Well, for me, Assassin's Creed was divisive.
Okay.
I've heard it was terrible, but I've heard it was pretty good.
Okay. I have not seen it, so I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either.
For it,
I haven't seen it either. I can't speak for it either. I can't speak for Tomb Raider. But I think that video game movies are getting
better. Yeah, which is good. There's also Super Mario Brothers coming out at the end of 2022. It's an animated one with Chris Pratt voicing Mario, which caused a big uproar on the internet. So I don't know how good that one will be, but
I think it's more of Chris Pratt being the voice of literally everything now.
Right? Yeah.
And less about the actual casting.
Yeah.
Because I think if he had less voice acting credits and then they announced it, people wouldn't be as upset.
Right. I can see that for sure.
Yeah.
And it's Chris Pratt, as much as I like Chris Pratt, he does kind of tend to be very similar in all of his roles.
He's Chris Pratt in every movie.
Right. Yeah. That's basically what I was saying. And so I could definitely see his Mario being the exact same character as the Lego movie character that he plays, whose name I don't remember. But so yeah, I could definitely see that. I could see people, thinking, okay.
And it's crazy that they announced that because I always had in my head a Super Mario Brothers movie, but done in the style of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I
Interesting.
was like, I think that's other than animated,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the only way it could work.
That'll be
Is if
interesting.
you just make it completely silly.
Right, right. Which is probably what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be
Um.
very curious to see the trailer for that whenever it comes out. But that one doesn't come out till December, so I think we're a ways
Oh
away
yeah,
from seeing
yeah,
that.
yeah. I'm expecting something like similar to Wreck-It Ralph, which I
Yeah,
love. I
yeah,
love Wreck-It
yeah.
Ralph. I love both movies.
Those are good.
Yeah. The first one kind of made me tear up a little bit
Mm-hmm.
at the end when they realized that Vanellope von Schweetz is actually the princess.
Right.
That definitely made my eyes rain a little bit.
That's awesome.
What's next? John Wick 4.
Yeah.
Definitely excited for John Wick 4. Although I didn't love John Wick 3,
Same here.
I don't think it was bad.
Right.
I still think the first one is the best one.
I agree. I think they're getting more and more ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And so that worries me a little bit. You know, I don't want
Yeah.
it to do the kind of the Fast and Furious thing where like John Wick 4 is going to be John Wick in space or something, you know, but like
Yeah.
but I still think all three of them are really really good and very entertaining.
Yeah, I agree.
But like the first one, even though the first one probably is somewhat unrealistic in moments, it seems the most grounded.
Absolutely.
Whereas in part 3 he's practically a superhuman, you know.
Yeah.
So they get a little bit more ridiculous as they go. So I'm cautious about John Wick 4, but I'll definitely see it because it's John Wick.
Yeah. This is a little off subject, but I've always I got a lot of ideas in my head, man.
Yeah.
I've always had an idea for like a battle royale type game with John Wick, The Equalizer, and Jason Bourne.
Oh wow.
and just going at it, just seeing whatever's around them, just beating the snot out of each other.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, number 2 pencil, rolled up magazine,
right, whatever. Yeah, that's awesome.
Let's see. My phone locked on me. Let's see what I got. Morbius. I'm definitely looking forward to Morbius. I like the first trailer. I like the second trailer. I did kind of forget about it for a while because it had. I think we got that first trailer.
It's been pushed back a bunch too.
Yeah, we got that first trailer like a year and a half ago, something like that.
Yep.
But then when I saw the second trailer, it kind of reignited my excitement for it.
Yeah.
And it looks as if it's gonna be like the first Venom.
Yeah.
And if it is, I'm okay with that. Yeah. I just want them to make Morbius an actual villain and not an anti-hero.
Right.
Show his fall from grace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm nervous about that one as well. The trailer looks pretty good. It makes me nervous. It also kind of makes me nervous how much they're trying to tie it in. Like Sony's trying to build their own universe. You know, they've got Michael Keaton's Vulture showing up, and he talks about Venom and stuff in the movie. So, I feel like it's just kind of slow down, Sony. You know, it's like not everything. I feel like Marvel did one of the coolest things ever, which is create this Marvel Cinematic Universe where stuff was connected. But then everybody thought, we got to do that, and now
everybody has a cinematic universe.
Yeah, and so
when there were rumors going around of a biopic universe, I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah,
they were gonna connect Straight Outta Compton and All Eyes on Me. I was like, why? Like, we don't need a biopic cinematic universe. That is stupid.
Yeah, I totally agree. They were also, remember when they were talking about doing 21 Jump Street and Men in Black?
They were
going to have that become a thing. They went nuts with it.
No, we don't need that. We don't need that at all. I don't get me wrong. I'm not opposed to crossovers.
Right. And they're fun when you do it right.
Yeah, you got to do it right. Just don't pick random stuff. Don't stop throwing stuff at the wall and say let's cross over Alien and Jurassic Park. Like nobody wants to see that.
Nobody wants to see that. Right. So yeah, I just when you do it right and you kind of take your time with it, and more importantly, you don't really announce it. Like, I think that's the other thing. Like, they're showing it all in the trailer. Mm-hmm. It'd be better, I think, if they just had it be a surprise in the movie kind of thing, you know.
Yes,
but I don't know. I don't know if I'll get to go see Morbius in the theater or not. It comes out in January, but but I will watch it whenever I can. And I hope it's good, but I don't know. I'm cautious about that one. I'm nervous, I guess.
My next one is Thor: Love and Thunder.
Very nice.
Definitely, I was looking forward to seeing it, but like I said, the other movies on my list I was looking forward to a little bit more.
Yeah.
But like I said, I forgot about it for a while, and hopefully, once some footage comes out, it'll reignite my excitement for it. And lastly is Moonfall.
I don't know if I know that one.
It's with Patrick Wilson, Halle Berry, directed by Roland Emmerich.
Interesting.
It's another disaster
movie. Okay.
It looks awesome, and it's about exactly what you think it is. The moon is falling from the sky.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah, so I'm definitely excited to see it. The teaser trailer looks very visually pleasing. The movie may not be that good, but this definitely looks like a good looking movie.
Nice.
Yeah,
I'll check out the trailer. I haven't that one somehow got right past me, I guess.
Yeah, check it out, man. Definitely check it out.
Cool. Well, I think it's time to talk about our number one. Well, that was the last of your honorable mentions, right? So
yes, that was the last one.
The number one most anticipated movie of 2022 for the both of us is
The Batman.
The Batman.
Underneath the bridge.
That Nirvana song is so good.
Yes, sir.
This movie we should have seen already, technically.
Yes.
Should have come out in October, but got pushed back due to COVID. So it is coming out in March, which is not that far away. Only about 4 months. Well, 3 months. 3 months from
3 months from this month. But
from like Saturday.
5 from October.
Right. That's true. Yes.
Yeah.
I was very disappointed when they announced they were pushing it back to March. I was like, no.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's a new Batman film, and it looks really good. So, yeah. I mean, it's just I can't.
I hate to say it. You know what I'm gonna say, but it looks like it does have a chance to be better than The Dark Knight.
Those are some strong words.
It has a chance. It has a chance. Because I was like, this is the trailer is. Both trailers are very aesthetically pleasing. Like,
yes.
It is.
Yeah.
So dark and grungy. Oh man, I love it.
So when I went and saw, well, it must have been Ghostbusters. No, was it Ghostbusters?
Because I saw the Batman trailer on Ghostbusters.
Yeah, it must have been Ghostbusters. I was thinking, yeah, it had to have been. No, it was Eternals. I just realized on my Instagram today, the last movie I saw in the theater was actually Eternals, not Ghostbusters. So I messed up my my Instagram story. Yeah, I saw Ghostbusters, and then I got to see Eternals after that. I'm pretty sure.
You sure?
Pretty sure. I'll look at my calendar. I always write it on my calendar what movies I see. Anyway, the point is, I saw they showed the Batman trailer in front of one of those movies, and I was like, all right, you know what? Everybody's told me I should watch this, and I was like, I'll watch it for the first time on the big screen. So I started watching it, and I got probably 3/4 of the way through it, but then I saw it's that one shot of him kind of in a dark tunnel and they're shooting at him and stuff. Yeah. And I was like, man, I didn't want to see this. And so I closed my eyes for the rest of the trailer.
Oh man. I mean, it's an awesome trailer. I think I do prefer the first one.
Yeah.
Not because it's the second trailer is a worse trailer. It's just that there's so much mystery
exactly
in the first trailer. And even though I don't think they give a whole lot away in the second trailer, at least not as far as the plot goes, we still don't know exactly what's going on other than Riddler's killing people,
right?
But other than that, we don't know
I can't tell you
how Penguin is involved,
right? Yeah, like that. I'm very curious to know what's going on there. I love the idea of Riddler being like a serial killer. I think that is one of the most
like a
brilliant
Zodiac
ideas.
Type killer.
Yes,
yeah,
and I don't know why. I mean, maybe it had been thought of in the comics before, but like, how had that not been done in a movie already? Like that was just, I mean, that was just genius. So
I could see them, I could see them going the route of maybe like him killing Gotham's elite.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Because he's not really a vicious character.
Right.
So I could see him killing people that probably deserve to die.
Right. Yeah.
in that universe.
Yeah. Matt Reeves, I'm super excited to see what he does with the movie. I loved those two Planet of the Apes movies that he did. I thought those were so good.
Yeah.
And everything we've seen, you know, for this movie just looks incredible. So I cannot wait to see it. I'd be amazed if it beats The Dark Knight, but in terms of in my eyes, in terms of how good that Dark Knight is, but it has a fighting chance, I think. You know,
it has a fighting chance for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very interested to see how they're going to use Penguin, because I've always thought that cinematically Penguin should be maybe not a secondary character, but maybe presented as a secondary character, but then revealed to be like the main villain.
Right? Yeah. Smarter than he appears.
Smarter than he appears.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Because I've never really been, other than Batman Returns, I've never really been big on the idea of Penguin being the main villain. Because that kind of seems boring.
Sure.
I love the way they do Penguin in the Arkham games. He's kind of this black market arms dealer.
Yeah.
And he's always he always has some kind of ulterior motive.
Right.
He's not the main threat, but he's definitely an occupational hazard.
Right.
I like that approach, and I hope that they take that approach with the Batman.
I 100% agree. I think Penguin is done really well in those games, and I think that's how they're kind of approaching him in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, obviously there's plot lines that we don't know about and everything, but that's how it feels, at least from the trailers. You know, he doesn't seem like the main villain, but he seems like somebody that's going to maybe, you know, cause problems for the Batman and stuff. So, it'll be interesting to see that. And Colin Farrell as the Penguin is going to be incredible. He's unrecognizable, even completely in the new trailer.
Unrecognizable. Definitely looking forward to seeing Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of people are saying that she's the best.
Nice.
And I was like, wow, that's saying a lot, because I'm a Michelle Pfeiffer fan.
Me too. Yeah.
I really like Anne Hathaway, but Michelle Pfeiffer completely embodies Selena Kyle. Even though they changed her origin story up a little bit, like the way she portrays the character, she completely embodies Selena Kyle. So I'm definitely a big fan of hers, but definitely very interested to see how Zoe plays this character.
Yeah. I mean, Batman and Batman Returns came out when I was a young kid, and so that is probably factors into what I'm about to say. But like, when I think of Catwoman, I think of Michelle Pfeiffer. Yes. Like, to me, she is Catwoman.
Yes, absolutely.
And so, yeah, she's my favorite. Even more so than the three women that played Catwoman on the Adam West TV show. You know, who were all very kind of similar.
Eartha Kitt, Julie Newmar, and
who's the last one? Oh,
that's
man.
gonna bother me.
Yeah, it's gonna bug me too. Julie Newmar, Eartha Kitt, and it wasn't Julie Newmar in the movie.
No,
right?
She was in a TV show.
Yeah, Julie Newmar. Well, she might have Lee Merriweather. So Lee Merriweather played her in the movie, and she might have played her on some episodes. I'm not sure, but Eartha Kitt and Julie Newmar definitely played Catwoman on the TV show, and then Lee Merriweather was the Catwoman for the movie.
Yeah.
And all three of them I thought were really good. I remember watching that TV show on reruns a bunch as a kid, and it seemed like I always saw the Eartha Kitt episodes. So for a long time, I always
saw the Julie Newmar episode.
Really?
Yeah.
It's just so weird. Because for a long time, I didn't think anybody else except Eartha Kitt played Catwoman, and so then I remember seeing like a Julie Newmar episode and being like, "Who is this?" it was weird.
Because Julie Newmar was in it more than Eartha Kitt.
Yeah, I think she was. So I just kept seeing the same.
Episodes.
Yeah, a couple of. It's the same thing with Mr. Freeze. There were 3 different Mr. Freeze actors, and I always saw the. Of course, I'm not going to remember this dude's name. Otto Preminger episodes.
I don't think I've ever seen a Mr. Freeze episode.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Apparently, there were 3 different actors for him too. So, and I can't remember the third one, but it was Otto Preminger, and I can't remember the other guy either. There's a dude from The Good, Bad, and the Ugly whose name I can't remember now. But anyway, yeah, Michelle Pfeiffer's amazing. I am looking forward to Zoe Kravitz. I am curious about, is she going to have more of a costume, or is it just going to be kind of the ski mask that has, the little fake ears on it?
I think it's going to be the ski mask.
Yeah.
For the whole movie, and I'm not opposed to that. I mean, she still looks like Catwoman.
Sure, sure.
But I definitely think that's likely.
Yeah.
Um,
I think that's maybe my one issue with the more realistic versions of Batman movies. You know, like don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong really with the Christopher Nolan trilogy. And I loved how he did her cat ears. You know, it's like her goggles, and when she flips them up, they look like cat ears. Like I thought that was genius.
My only problem with Christopher Nolan's Catwoman is her hair. I thought her hair was too long and too straight.
Gotcha.
I actually want it like curly or short.
Right.
No in between.
Yeah. Yeah, I get you. But anyway, what I was gonna say was the biggest problem with the realistic Batman movies is like you have a hard time justifying having certain costumes in the film, and so you kind of those kind of get cut out, and so we don't see, you know, Catwoman's costume, for example, or we won't see I don't know, you know, whoever, the Riddler's not going to have like his, well, who knows, he might, but he's not going to have like the
suit with all the
suit with the question marks on it or something, you know. So
I've always had in my head, and they kind of did it in the comic books too, but I've always kind of had in my head a Riddler. Like if I did the Riddler, he would be very obsessive compulsive in his appearance, but he's not a very wealthy character. He doesn't have much money, so he has to kind of wear a cheap suit. And he's so, you know, pressed about being the center of attention that he kind of spray paints question marks on his jacket.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Not a whole lot, but
right,
you know, just enough to make people turn their head like, what does this guy have?
Yeah. I think my favorite Riddler interpretation is the one from the animated series where he's got like the green suit, and I think his tie has a question mark, and that's pretty much it. He might have a question mark on his like bowler hat or something, but other than that, it's, you know, I've always loved that version of the Riddler. I thought that was so cool.
Yeah, I like that version and the Arkham games. The Arkham games have fantastic versions of the Batman mythos. It's hard to name many versions better than that, you know, other than like Batman and Joker,
right?
The big ones. But as far as like the characters that we don't see a whole lot, the Arkham games, they nail it.
Yeah, I agree. It's why it makes me sad we never got, and who knows, Ben Affleck might not have done this, but like it makes me sad that we never got an Affleck Batman solo film, just because with the world that Zack Snyder created, those costumes would have made a little bit more sense, and like we could have gotten more Arkham-esque kind of villains, I think, in that universe. And you know, Deathstroke looked amazing. You know, we were going to get an incredible Deathstroke in that film, and
absolutely. So, and it's sad because I think Joe Manganiello like kind of like officially gave up on the role.
Yeah, I saw that today actually.
And he really wanted to continue playing Slade. So
and we all wanted him to as well.
Yeah. That's another thing, that despite how you feel about Zack Snyder, everybody wanted Joe Manganiello to be Deathstroke. That I think that's one of the strengths of DC as a whole is casting.
Yeah.
There aren't many casting choices that I'm disappointed with.
Right.
There are a few, but as a whole, they really nail it.
Yeah, I agree. And I think Robert Pattinson's going to be a great Batman. He's a strong actor, you know. He's made a lot of good movies over the last few years, and so I think he's going to be really good as Batman. So I cannot wait to see it. These 3 months are going to be long until we get to March 4th. My wife and I have already, you know, since we have this, our son is only 3 months old at the moment. So, but we've already said, you know, we're getting a babysitter that night. We're going to see Batman.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm requesting off work.
Yeah. It's a good idea. I might do the same. Cool. Well, I think that is there anything else you want to talk about the Batman?
I could talk for hours about the Batman, but I won't do that to our listeners. Okay.
Well, this was a lot of fun. We'll definitely have to do this again next year, because I always like talking about the movies we're excited about seeing in the following year. So, but anyway, I think you know, we'd love to hear what you are excited about in 2022. Please let us know. You can leave us a comment on cinemaheroes.com. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, we're on all of those. I say them all the time, so I'm sure you know by now. But and Stu, you can always see Stu on Instagram, YouTube, SmoothJStew. But yeah, I think that about wraps it up for this episode. I'm Justin Speck.
I'm Jay Stew.
As always, thanks for listening. Thanks for subscribing.
Stay smooth.